I am an avid reader. I love books. And I don't mean online. I don't want to read little Kindles or anything. I have to have the real book. I love the pages, paperback, whatever. So when I came across an article, I thought it was pretty unique and I wanted to share it with the fellow Toastmasters and guests. And that's 9 life's lessons everyone can learn from beloved classic books. Beyond entertaining, the very best children's books can go ahead and help us understand the world around us. They shape our imagination and our sense of right and wrong. So here are some of the most important lessons that we've learned from children's books. First is, setting out on an adventure is thrilling, but returning home is the best. And this is Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. I'm not sure if any of you have read this, but in this, Max is frustrated with his boring life and decides to go off and be the king of some wonderful wild island. But then once he's there, he realizes that he's pretty lonely and wants to go home where someone loves him best of all. And he smells his mom's cooking, so he gets home and there's this wonderful meal there ready for him. So basically, he loved it, but home is where his heart is. Next is Horton Hears a Who, and that's always help those less powerful than yourself. When Horton realized that there were on this little teeny speck that there was Whoville, and the mayor asked for protection, he comes up with the most ideal thing is that a person's a person no matter how small. So if you always remember that in life, if you're more powerful, give someone a hand up and it's great. So that's lesson number 2. Lesson number 3, I had never heard about this book. It's Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. This is something, I don't know if this is a classic. It wasn't around when I was little, but now it is. And that is Everybody Has Bad Hair Days. He started out with gum in his hair. He had to buy the wrong tennis shoes. He ended up having to wear his pajamas with the trains. He didn't get dessert, and his friend had 2 desserts in his lunch. So it was pretty frustrating. And his mom said, you know, everybody had some bad days like that, even in Australia, because he felt that if you went to Australia, no problems. He'd be fine, because everything's upside down there. Okay, then the third one, and the fourth one is, you can only be sure of what you feel in your heart. This is The Little Prince. I had not read this book, so luckily, you know, by especially being sick last week, I was able to read a few more of them. And this one is unique. This little prince had he loved this temperamental rose on his planet. And he became frustrated because she was very, very demanding. So he decided to do an interplanetary adventure and went to Earth and found, Earth is covered with roses, and so he started to question his thoughts. But a wise fox taught him, and it says, one sees clearly only with the heart. Anything essential is invisible to the eyes. So he realized that he needed to go home because, you know, that rose was pretty special because he felt it in his heart. He didn't need to see it by looking at her. And then The Giver. This is another one. I read it, and it was a fascinating book. And this one is, don't suppress your individuality for the sake of conformity. Jonas is an 11-year-old little boy, light hair, light eyes. He lives in a utopia of everything the same, obedience. Everybody looks the same. He looks different, and he can see color. So he's already standing out. And then he is assigned, at 12 years old, you're assigned to your jobs. You have no say. And he is assigned to be trained as receiver of the memory. So he's getting all of these memories, all these beautiful colors, and he has just decided that society has submissed so much that he was going to refuse to go along with society and create his own destiny. And so that's what this one is about, is don't suppress your individuality. Okay, next one, Charlotte's Web. We give our meaning to our lives by helping others. If you've read this, and it's another one I just read as well, Wilbur was this runt little pig who this little girl saved, and her uncle is fattening him, and this old wise sheep told him, do you know why they're fattening you up? Because you're going to be Christmas ham. Charlotte and Wilbur became friends. Charlotte was this big gray spider up in the corner. And so she's determined to help her friends. So she started weaving words in there. And one of them was some pig. So, the people saw that, the farmer, oh my gosh, he's wonderful. So, in the end, Charlotte's Web saved him. And this is what Charlotte said, which was wonderful. A spider's life can't help being something of a mess with all this trapping and eating of flies. By helping you, perhaps I was trying to lift my life up a trifle. So, that was amazing. The next is the secret garden. Never allow anybody to impose limitations on your own abilities. Mary found her secret garden, this lovely garden, and decided to share it with her cousin. Her cousin, Colin, had been told all his life that he was physically limited, that he couldn't play. She knew it was all psychological and all in his mind. She had him out there playing and everything with her, and the adults were just amazed. And so the valuable lesson, like I said, is that we must never allow limitations of others to confine our abilities, even when those limitations are put by someone who loves you. Number 8, knowledge is the most powerful weapon. It is about Matilda, who is a bookworm. But poor Matilda is super, super smart, and she's belittled and bullied by her family. So what this shows is that she just learns so much out of reading, and she begins to think and to know more than the cruel adults around her and to manipulate them, which it was kind of odd, manipulate. But she becomes friends with the teacher and, gets to stay and the parents are gone. Final, the phantom toll booth. Appreciate every single moment you've been given. Another little boy, this is Milo who's bored, and all of a sudden this mysterious toll booth appears in his house. He goes on an adventure and ends up, he does all these adventures, comes back and realizes that somewhere in his travels, he's been surrounded by happiness and beauty, and he just needed to learn how to appreciate it. Okay, as you see, these books have imparted some life lessons to us, and through those we've learned about love, we've learned about adventure and acceptance, and those are all things that challenge us as adults. Thank you.